Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan Giriraja. Jayo Gauranita, Jayo Gauranita, Jayo Gauranita, Jayo Gauranita. Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Narahari, Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Narahari. Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada. Gita Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gita Gora Hari Bol.
Welcome to ISKCON of Silicon Valley. We're extremely happy to have His Holiness Giriraja Swami with us tonight. Giriraj Maharaj joined Srila Prabhupada in Boston, and that was 1969. And then he had gone and headed the project in Bombay. There's a whole book about it, which is a must-read to feel the exhilaration of what it's like to spread the Krishna consciousness movement under the direction of Srila Prabhupada. If anybody's done it, it's Giriraja Swami. He had extremely direct contact with Srila Prabhupada day and night, whenever he was in Bombay, and even when he wasn't, because the project was so important to Prabhupada, and he trusted Giriraj Maharaj to develop that project. Maharaj has established himself as an international treasure. Not that he tried to establish himself, he just is. And we feel very fortunate that he keeps us in his orbit. He comes here for Janmashtami and for Nrsimha Caturdasi. That's why he's here tonight. So we're extremely grateful to you, Maharaj, for coming here, for lifting us up, and for all of those who are Maharaj's followers who have come here tonight as guests. We welcome you. Please welcome all the guests. The program starting now will be that we'll have some kirtan and bhajan, and then we'll have an abhishek for Sri Nrsimhadev. I heard it's at 5:30, is that correct? Okay. And then after that, Maharaj will speak for an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes. We have an offering to make to Srila Prabhupada tonight, results of our most recent book distribution marathon. And just after that, we'll have the evening artik at 7:30. And by 8 o'clock, we guarantee that we'll feed anybody in the Bay Area, including anybody that's here. So call your friends, have them come down here. we're ready. The stoves are cooking away. So let's have a little chanting in remembrance of Sri Nrsingadev, and then very soon the devotees will come out and set up for the Abhishek. Hare Krishna. As far as bhajans go, are there any requests from the devotees here present? Pardon? Okay. Dasavatar Stotram is a good place to start. And then we have a special treat, which is a bhajan written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, 5 prayers to Nrsingadev in Navadvip. In a very revealing way, Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions that by his worship of Nrsingadev, ostensibly in Nrsingsapali, and by rolling in the courtyard in ecstasy, there at Nrsingsapali, the place where Nrsingadev himself gives 24-hour darshan, the temple's never closed, because even if you go there and the door is closed, there's still a grid. You can look in and see Nrsingadev. And of course, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had a close relationship with Nrsingadev in that Lord Narahari Dev had helped to reveal the actual birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is, that from the vantage point in Godruma, which some of you may have visited, there's a balcony on the house of Bhaktivinoda Thakur where he and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur resided together and did many of their writings. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur would look out and curiously, in the morning time, just before Mangalartik, he would see a cloud of dust coming from Nrsingsapali all the way to the place where the Yogapit, or this appearance place of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. And that was one of the ways that he triangulated to come to understand that Nrsingadev himself was coming for the Mangalartik of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that place. We find that Lord Nrsingadev, although sometimes people may say or opine that, well, he's a Vaikuntha deity, what are you worshipping him for? Our destination is Goloka Vrindavan and Vraj Prema. But you'll see in this next bhajan after the Dasavatar Stotra that Nrsingadev is actually prevalent, ubiquitous almost, in the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He appears in various places, not the least of which is one of the first pastimes when the Sankirtan movement starts, and Nrsingadev personally comes and chastises the Qazi. And Qazi had tried to stop the Sankirtan, and Lord Nrsingadev woke him up at night and put his nails into his chest and says, "Don't do that." And of course, there's Nrsingananda Brahmachari and other appearances of Lord Narahari Dev. So let's sing this very joyful song. Never fails to bring happiness to the devotees, the Dasavatar Stotram, which is written by, who knows? Jayadev Goswami. It just happens to be the precursor to the Gita Govinda, which is a very esoteric literature, and he had esoteric in the sense that it talks about the intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. But Jayadev Goswami, to make sure we didn't mistake these pastimes to be ordinary, has given us a reminder in the very beginning of the amazing Adbhuta nature of all the avatars that emanate from Krishna. Departure eva hida shantanam abhipetya. Shall we? Okay. Good. Where's our... Very good. Okay. Shri Dasavatar Stotra from Gita Govinda by Jayadev Goswami. Isn't that a beautiful slide? First one? Show it again. Do you like it or not? Yes. Not that much? Yes. Just a little bit? Yes. like to have that. It's too nice. That's the problem I'm having. Okay, let's see the next one. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Pralaya Payogi Jale Vitavanasi Vedam Hitavahitra Brahmakedam Keshavadita Nina Sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jai Masidev Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Everybody now, go back. Pralaya Payogi had appeared to King Satyavrata as the king was performing some ritual worship at the Ganges. A little minnow came to him and said, "I'm your subject, please protect me." And the king took him into a jar, took him home, and the next day he had to transfer him into a swimming pool. After that, into a lake, and finally into the causal ocean, because he was millions of yojanas long. Whatever we do to worship Krishna always expands. Shitiri havipula kare tishtati tava prishte Dharani dharana kina chakra karishte Keshavati It's all you. Krishna helped the demigods and the demons to churn the milk ocean in all different ways, carrying the mountain, supporting it on his back. But he had a special desire, and that was to scratch an itch that he had on his back. So he put the gigantic mountain there and empowered the demigods and demons to churn the milk ocean. It's all you. He has something to do with the pastime of Lord Nrsimhadev because it was the brother of Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaka, that Lord Varaha killed in his combat with him at the beginning of the universe. Slapped him just at the root of the ear and easily killed him. Hiranyaka, the golden-eyed one, was a brother of Hiranyakashipu, appeared as the first manifestation of Jai and Vijay to come and fight with the Lord and thus earn their passage back to Vaikuntha. Hey, Avakara Kamala Bodhina Kamadita Shinga Kalita Hiranyakashi Purkani Pinga Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Nrsimhadev Jai Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Hare. Everybody now. What a befitting picture. You can see that Lord Nrsimhadev looks pacified as he's giving his benediction to his pure devotee Prahlad Maharaj by placing his hand on his head. Prabhupada writes in the Bhagavatam that Lord Nrsimhadev placing his hand on the head of Prahlad and chanting Hare Krishna is no different because you're directly in contact with the Lord through His holy name. Alayasi Vikramane Balima Tuta Vamana Paranaka Nirajanita Janapavan Keshavadita Vamana Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Vamanadev Jai Jagadisha Hare. Okay, it's all you. Jai Vamanadev. Krishna came as the most beautiful dwarf, and he told Bali Maharaj, I want only 3 paces of land. And that's how Krishna consciousness movement works. Someone says, I just come over for a visit, and next thing you know, it's 50 years later. And on that note, Jagarini and Nirakula, Devi Dasi are sitting together here. And it was 50 years ago today that they were initiated by Srila Prabhupada in New Dwarka. So, you might ask, and rightly so, Vasesika Das, what does that have to do with Vamanadev? Well, Jagarini and Nirkula from New York had come to California with a few other friends living in Santa Cruz, and they went to see Satsvarup Maharaj and Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj before he was initiated, named Bhakti Jan. And after the program, Satsvarup Maharaj said, why don't you just come down to LA for the weekend? 3 paces, that's all we ask. And here it is, 50 years later, and they're still extending that weekend, just as Vamanadeva extended his foot to the top of the universe. Shalayasi Vikramane Valam Adita Vamana Paranaka Nirajanita Janapama Mahesha Vadita Ananda Rupa Jai Vamanadeva. Kshatriya Rudhira Maye Jagarapa Kutta Papam Sapayasi Payasi Shamita Bhavatapa Keshavadita Vidupati Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Hare. When the Kshatriyas turned into cheaters, Lord Parashuram came and annihilated them to start over in a pure way. Similarly, these incarnations of the Lord can chop away whatever anarthas may there be situated in the heart of a devotee. We pray that he may do so for us. Next. Caturdasi Dikshurane Dikpati Kamaniyam Dacha Bukta Mauli Palim Ramaniyam Keshavadita Rama Sharira Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Shri Ram. We need to see an example of someone who's completely moral and truthful, follows Dharma exactly. Otherwise, we descend into chaos here in this world. Lord Ramachandra came to give the example for all time as the perfect human being. God acting as the perfect king. Next. Mahasiva Pushi Vishadeva Sanam Jaladaba Halahati Viti Militayam Nava Keshavadita Haladana Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Balaram Jai Jagadisha Hare. Everyone. Balaram, the first expansion of Krishna, carries the plow. It means he cultivates the heart so that Krishna can enter. Comes as his manifestation as the Guru to help us overcome the anarthas and be situated faithfully in the process of devotional service. Next. Unamas Dasi Yava Aha Shuti Jata Sadaya Vidaya Doshita Ashutata Keshavadita Urasharira Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Gurudev Jai Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Hare. Buddha came at a time when there was a crisis in the world. People had taken advantage of the Vedas to perform more and more animal sacrifices for their own satisfaction. So Buddha's an incarnation of Krishna, but he came and said, there is no God, just worship me. And Prabhupada said, this is cheating, because he is Krishna. Nindasi yagya vedera shuti jata. Everyone. Sadaya hridaya dashita pashutata. Jai Gurudev. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Here you go. Shadivaha Dane Tandayasi Karavalam Duma Ketumiva Kimapi Karavam Keshavadita Sankisharira Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Kokidev Jai Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Hare. Everybody. If you don't like the way things are going in the world, too much student debt, not enough respect for living entities all over the world, you needn't wait long, just a few 100,000 years. Kalki will come and annihilate everybody mercifully and start a new age, bringing us back into the Satya Yuga. Jaya Deva Kaverida Budita Budara Shina Sukadam Shubhadam Bhavasara Keshavadita Ashvira Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare This is one of the iconic pictures painted by the artist for the BBT, and it's in the Bhagavad Gita. So sometimes when we go to distribute Bhagavad Gita, people say, I already know Bhagavad Gita. In fact, I know everything. So we say, that's great. If you can look at this picture and name all the avatars, we'll let you go. Otherwise, you have to buy the book. Shri Jaya Deva Kaveri Namudi Sambhutara Shina Sukadam Shubhadam Bhavasara Jai Jatam Sarstopatya Naya Tukya Nama Gaur Premanande Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Gaura Hari Bo. And now we're going to try a social experiment. Everyone please move up by 7.2 inches and see if you feel better. Coming closer to Maharaj. Now we'll sing a song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur as promised, as advertised. We can sing it together. It's a tune that you're familiar with, I'm sure. But first, we'll have the tune on the harmonium. I'll read the translation so you know what you're singing. Does that sound fair? Okay. Within my sinful heart, the 6 enemies. We'll wait just 1 second. So we want to make sure everyone's comfortable. This song goes in very deeply into the heart. It's written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And as I said, it's a great revelation about our relationship with Sri Nrsingadev. Is everyone comfortable? It's a Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition to be crammed into small rooms. Yeah, you can start the Abhishek. We're just over here singing. Okay. Within my sinful heart, the 6 enemies headed by lust perpetually reside, as well as duplicity, the desire for fame plus sheer cunning. At the lotus feet of Lord Nrsimha, I hope that he will mercifully purify my heart and give me the desire to serve Lord Krishna. Weeping, I will beg at the lotus feet of Lord Nrsimha for the benediction of worshipping Radha and Krishna in Navadvip, perfectly safe and free from all difficulties. When will this Lord Hari, whose terrible form strikes fear into the fear itself, ever become pleased and show me his mercy? Even though Lord Nrsimha is terrifying toward the sinful souls, he offers great auspiciousness unto the devotees of the Lord Krishna, headed by Prahlad Maharaj. When will he be pleased to speak words of compassion unto me, a worthless fool, and thereby make me fearless? He will say, Dear child, sit down freely and live happily here in Shri Gauranga Dham. May you nicely worship the divine couple, and may you develop loving attachment for their holy names. By the mercy of my devotees, all obstacles are cast far away. With a purified heart, just perform the worship of Radha and Krishna, for such worship overflows with sweet nectar. Saying this, will that Lord delightedly place his own divine lotus feet upon my head? I will experience sublime love for the divine couple Radha Krishna and undergo the ecstatic transformations called sattvika. Falling on the ground, I will roll about at the door of Sri Nrsimha's temple. He dushta hidaye kama adirupuchaya nati pratishtasha. It's everyone together. Satya Sadadana Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. More Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna, my dear devotees. Happy Narasimha Caturdasi to you all. I will sing the Mangalacharna prayers and lead a short kirtan, and then I will read from Srimad Bhagavatam about Prahlad Maharaj and Lord Nrsingadev, and we will discuss their nectarian pastimes. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavangsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Sam Sadivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Namo Vishnu Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Pariprajakacharya Stotra Satasri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Pariprajakacharya Stotra Satasri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So we shall read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 18. The residents of Jambudvip offer prayers. And before I come to the verses that I will read in full, text 8 and 9, I'll just give a little background by reading text 7, just the translation. Shukadeva Goswami continued, "My dear king, Lord Nrsimhadev resides in the tract of land known as Harivarsha. In the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, I shall describe to you how Prahlad Maharaj caused the Lord to assume the form of Nrsingadev. Prahlad Maharaj, the topmost devotee of the Lord, is a reservoir of all good qualities of great personalities. His character and activities have delivered all the fallen members of his demoniac family. Lord Nrsingadev is very dear to this exalted personality. Thus Prahlad Maharaj, along with his servants and all the denizens of Harivarsha, worship Lord Nrsingadev by chanting the following mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 8. Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya Namaste Tejasir Avirbhava Vajranaka Vrajradamstra Karmashayam Randaya Tamagrasa Grasa Om Swaha Abhayam Atmani Bhishita Om Ksharum. Translation. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Nrsingadev, the source of all power. O my Lord, who possesses nails and teeth just like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our demon-like desires for fruitive activity in this material world. Please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for existence in this material world. Please repeat. I offer my... Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In Srimad Bhagavatam 4:22-39, Sanat Kumar speaks the following words to Maharaj Prithu. Yat pada pankaja palasa vilasa bhaktya karma shayam grahitamugradayanti santa Tadvanna rikta matayo yatayo pirudha shoto ganastamaranam devasudevam. Quote, devotees always engaged in the service of the toes of the Lord's lotus feet can very easily become free from hard-knotted desires for fruitive activities. Because this is very difficult, the non-devotees, the jnanis and yogis, cannot stop the waves of sense gratification, although they try to do so. Therefore, you are advised to engage in the devotional service of Krishna, the son of Vasudeva. End quote. So Srila Prabhupada has written a beautiful purport to this verse, and in it he mentions that the waves that desire are just like waves that cannot be stopped. But the waves flow into the ocean, the waves of a river flow into the ocean. And sometimes during high tide, the waves from the ocean overflood the waves from the river. And Srila Prabhupada explains that in the same way the devotee makes so many plans for the service of Krishna, that those desires to serve Krishna overflood and overwhelm the desires for sense gratification. Every living being within this material world has a strong desire to enjoy matter to the fullest satisfaction. For this purpose, the conditioned soul must accept one body after another, and thus his strongly fixed fruitive desires continue. One cannot stop the repetition of birth and death without becoming completely desireless. Therefore, Srila Rupa Goswami describes pure bhakti, devotional service, as follows. Anyabhilasita shunyam jnana karmadhyanavritam anukulyena krishnanushiram bhaktiruttama. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. This is called pure devotional service. Unless one is completely freed from all material desires, which are called by the dense darkness of ignorance, one cannot fully engage in the devotional service of the Lord. Now, commenting on this verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which is the Paribhasa Sutra of that work, which means that it's the verse that governs all the other verses in the work. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur discusses the suffix ita, anyavilasita sunyam. Just anyavilas sunyam would mean without any other desire. But the suffix ita indicates that under ordinary circumstances, the devotee has no other desire. He will not pray for anything material. But under extraordinary circumstances, he might. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives the example that although a devotee generally wouldn't pray for anything for his material body, but if he's in a precarious situation, for example, someone has come to attack him with deadly weapons, he may pray for protection. And that suffix ita, anyavilasita sunyam, means that under those extraordinary circumstances, praying for protection is not a violation of the principle of pure devotional service. And sometimes when asked about such a situation, Srila Prabhupada would respond differently. During the war between India and Pakistan in 1971, a reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, what would happen if Yahya Khan attacked, and you were going to die. And Srila Prabhupada replied, well, I would think that Krishna has come in the form of death. But another time, a reporter asked Srila Prabhupada about being attacked, if he would protest. And Srila Prabhupada said, yes. Why should I let some rascal harm Krishna's devotee? So, both sides. So unless one is completely freed of all material desires, which are caused by the dense darkness of ignorance, one cannot fully engage in the devotional service of the Lord. Therefore, we should always offer our prayers to Lord Nrsimhadev, who killed Hiranyakashipu, the personification of material desires. Hiranya means gold, and Kashipu means a soft cushion or bed. Materialistic persons always desire to make the body comfortable, and for this they require huge amounts of gold. Thus, Hiranyakashipu was the perfect representative of materialistic life. He was therefore the cause of great disturbance to the topmost devotee, Prahlad Maharaj, until Lord Nrsimhadev killed him. Any devotee aspiring to be free of material desires, my dear devotees, do you aspire to be free from material desires? Yes. Any devotee aspiring to be free from material desires should offer his respectful prayers to Nrsimhadev, as Prahlad Maharaj did in this verse. So now that we know that that's our assignment, we'll go on to the next verse, text 9, which is a wonderful verse and with a beautiful purport. Swastasu vishvasya kala prasidatam dhyayantu bhutani shivam mitodya manascha bhadram bhajatadadoksaje aveshyatam no matirapyaituki. Translation. May there be good fortune throughout the universe, and may all envious persons be pacified. May all living entities become calm by practicing bhakti yoga. For by accepting devotional service, they will think of each other's welfare. Therefore, let us engage in the service of the Supreme Transcendence, Lord Sri Krishna, and always remain absorbed in thoughts of him. Please repeat part by part. May there be good fortune throughout the universe.
May there be good fortune throughout the universe.
And may all envious persons be pacified.
And may all envious persons be pacified.
May all living entities become calm. By practicing bhakti yoga. For by accepting devotional service, they will think of each other's welfare. Therefore, let us all engage in the service of the Supreme Transcendence, Lord Sri Krishna, and always remain absorbed in thought of him. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The following verse describes a Vaishnav. Vanchakalpa trubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Just like a desire tree, a Vaishnav can fulfill all the desires of anyone who takes shelter of his lotus feet. Prahlad Maharaj is a typical Vaishnav. He prays not for himself, but for all living entities, the gentle, the envious, and the mischievous. He always thought of the welfare of mischievous persons like his father, Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad Maharaj did not ask for anything for himself. Rather, he prayed for the Lord to excuse his demoniac father. This is the attitude of a Vaishnav who always thinks of the welfare of the entire universe. Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Dharma are meant for persons who are completely free from envy. Parama Nirmatsaranam. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj prays in this verse, Kala Prasidatam. May all the envious persons be pacified. The material world is full of envious persons, but if one frees himself of envy, he becomes liberal in his social dealings and can think of others' welfare. So we come into the material world out of envy. Envy is envy of Krishna, really, is what separates us from Krishna and brings us into the material world. And therefore, to really engage in devotional service properly and return to the spiritual world, we have to become free from envy. Unfortunately, we have the great personality, Prahlad Maharaj, praying for us. Anyone who takes up Krishna consciousness and engages himself completely in the service of the Lord cleanses his mind of all envy. Manas chabadram bhajatad adhoksaje. Therefore, we should pray to Lord Nrsimhadev to sit in our hearts. We should pray, Bahir Nrsimha Hridaye Nrsimha, which we sing every day. Let Lord Nrsimhadev sit in the core of my heart, killing all my bad propensities. Let my mind become clean, so that I may peacefully worship the Lord and bring peace to the entire world. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given us a very fine purport in this regard. Whenever one offers a prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one always requests some benediction from him. Even pure, nishkam devotees pray for some benediction, as instructed by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Shikshastaka. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitanam vaishame bhavam buddho kripaya tava pada pankaja stiti sadrishim vichintaya. O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from the ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. So this is an example of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, who while offering a prayer, asked for a benediction. In another prayer, Lord Chaitanya says, Mama janmani janmani shware bhavatad bhaktir ahaitu ki tvai. Life after life, let me have unalloyed love and devotion at your Lordship's lotus feet. In other words, he's not asking even for liberation. He just wants devotional service, life after life. When Prahlad Maharaj chants Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya, he prays for a benediction from the Lord. But because he is also an exalted Vaishnav, he wants nothing for his personal sense gratification. The first desire expressed in his prayer is Svasti Astu Vishvasya. Let there be good fortune throughout the universe. Prahlad Maharaj thus requested the Lord to be merciful to everyone, including his father, a most envious person. According to Chanakya Pandit, there are two kinds of envious living entities. One is a snake, and the other is a man, like Hiranyakashipu, who is by nature envious of everyone, even of his father or son. So when we were struggling to get the Juhu land in Bombay and build the temple for Sri Sri Radharasa Bihari, Srila Prabhupada and the devotees were being attacked by many envious persons. And Srila Prabhupada quoted this saying from Chanakya Pandit, that there are two kinds of envious creatures, a snake and a man. And of the two, an envious man is worse, because a snake can be charmed, but an envious man can never be pacified. So yeah, we faced many envious people in Juhu. They were envious for many reasons, in many ways. But the point is that, and in Juhu, Srila Prabhupada spent a lot of time, and at one stage he spent 3 or 4 months continuously, and during that time he spoke on the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the teachings of Lord Kapila. And in there we find the verse Tatikshava Karunika Suridam Sarva Dehinam Agyata Shatrava Shanta Sadhunam Sadhubhushanam, describing the characteristics of a sadhu. And he related it to us. Of course, he was the real sadhu, but out of his generosity to encourage us, he explained the verse as if it were applying to us. And to Tikshava, he was saying that, so many people are attacking us, but what can we do? We have to tolerate. And why Karunika? Out of compassion, out of mercy for the fallen souls. Srila Prabhupada said, I have many other centers. We don't have to stay here in Juhu if people don't like us. But no, we will stay. Why? Karunika. to bestow mercy upon the fallen souls. And so that's Srila Prabhupada's mood, and that's his mission, and that's the mood he wanted us to have. Okay. So according to Chanakya Pandit, there are two kinds of envious living entities. One is a snake, and the other is the man like Hiranyakashipu, who is by nature envious of everyone, even of his father or son. Hiranyakashipu was envious of his little son Prahlad, but Prahlad Maharaj asked a benediction for the benefit of his father. Hiranyakashipu was very envious of devotees, but Prahlad wished that his father and other demons like him would give up their envious nature by the grace of the Lord and stop harassing the devotees. Kala Prasidatam. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, there are instructions, related to Kanishta Bhaktas, Madhyam Bhaktas, and Uttama Bhaktas. And the Madhyam is advised to make distinctions. Prema, Maitri, Kripupeksha. Prema, he gives his love to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Maitri, he makes friendships with devotees. Kripa, he shows mercy to the innocent by preaching to them. And Upeksha, he neglects the envious. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in commenting on this verse, says that although the devotee neglects the envious in the sense that he doesn't preach to them because they'll just become more offensive, but still he can pray for the envious. And here Prahlad Maharaj is showing the example of that, of praying for the envious. The difficulty is that the kala, envious living entity, is rarely pacified. One kind of kala, the snake, can be pacified simply by mantras or the action of a particular herb. Mantro shadi visha sarpa kalakena nivaryate. An envious person, however, cannot be pacified by any means. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj prays that all envious persons may undergo a change of heart and think of the welfare of others. If the Krishna consciousness movement spreads all over the world, and if by the grace of Krishna everyone accepts it, the thinking of envious people will change. Everyone will think of the welfare of others. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj prays, Shivam mito diya. In material activities, everyone is envious of others. But in Krishna consciousness, no one is envious of anyone else. Everyone thinks of the welfare of others. So when I was in Surat with Srila Prabhupada in 1970, 71, I was noticing within myself there was some envy. And I thought about it a lot, And I could understand that the envy was bad for me. It was bad for me as an individual because it disturbed my consciousness. And it was bad for me in my relationships because if I was envious of other devotees, I wouldn't deal with them as nicely as I should. So I was thinking about it deeply, and I could really understand the reasons not to be envious. But still, it wasn't going away. So I approached Srila Prabhupada, and I asked him what to do about envy. And Srila Prabhupada said, can you think of any reasons why you should not be envious? Which I had, and so I said, yes. Then Srila Prabhupada said, all right, being envious means that you don't like someone. So that not liking should not be directed towards devotees, but it should be directed towards demons who are always harassing and making trouble for devotees. So that was a valuable instruction, that if we have to not like someone, we shouldn't not like devotees, but we should not like demons. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj prays, Shivam mito diya. In material activities, everyone is envious of others. But in Krishna consciousness, no one is envious of anyone else. Everyone thinks of the welfare of others. This reminds me, my god sister Janava, she asked Srila Prabhupada that when she chants, should she think of the welfare of all living entities? And Srila Prabhupada replied, oh, you can think of all living entities? You just think of Lord Chaitanya and he will think of all living entities. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj prays that everyone's mind may become gentle by being fixed at the lotus feet of Krishna, Bhajatadadhoksajay. As indicated elsewhere in Srimad Bhagavatam, Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayo, and as advised by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, 1865, Manmana Bhavamad Bhakta, one should constantly think of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Then one's mind will certainly be cleansed, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Materialists always think of sense gratification, but Prahlad Maharaj prays that the Lord's mercy will change their minds and they will stop thinking of sense gratification. If they think of Krishna always, everything will be all right. Some people argue that if everyone thought of Krishna in this way, the whole universe would be vacated because everyone would go back home, back to Godhead. Yeah, when I was with Srila Prabhupada at the Ardha Kumbha Mela in Allahabad in 1971, a man came to him with a similar question that, what if everyone became Krishna conscious? What would happen to the world? And Srila Prabhupada asked me to answer. I don't even remember what I said, but I was very interested to hear what Srila Prabhupada said after my feeble attempt. And Srila Prabhupada said that it's like asking, what if everyone becomes rich? Who will be the chauffeur? He said, is anyone not going to try to become rich because they're worried that if everyone becomes rich, who will be the chauffeur? And then he said, actually, the problem is not that too many people will become Krishna conscious. The problem is that not enough people will become Krishna conscious. So, yeah. Some people argue that if everyone thought of Krishna in this way, the whole universe would be vacated and everyone would go back home, back to Godhead. However, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that this is impossible because the living entities are innumerable. If one set of living entities is actually delivered by the Krishna consciousness movement, another set will fill the universe. Sort of like asking what will happen if all the prisoners leave the prison house? What will happen to the prison? Oh, don't worry, there will be more prisoners. There will be more criminals to come and occupy the prison house. So yes, today is a very auspicious occasion, a Shringa Caturdasi, and as illustrated by Prahlad Maharaj, we can pray to him to kill the demon-like desires in our hearts and elevate us to the stage of pure devotional service in which we can actually think of the welfare of others and do good for others. And that cleansing process is done by a combination always of our efforts and mercy. We make our efforts by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And hearing, and at the same time we pray for mercy. On a little different note, how long do we have? 7:30 or 7:15?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be 7:15.
It's supposed to be. They're going to make an offering, but if you have more to say, we'd like
it's a little something, yeah. So when we were singing the Dasa Avatar stotras, and we came to Krishna and Balaram, I thought of an incident that took place with Srila Prabhupada at the Ardha Kumbha Mela in Allahabad in 1971. At that time, there was a little disagreement between Yamuna Devi and Madhuvisa Prabhu. And Madhuvisa Prabhu said that there's no difference between Krishna and Balaram. The only difference is that Krishna is black and Balaram is white. And Yamuna Devi said, but no, there is a difference because Krishna is the only enjoyer of Srimati Radharani. So they were arguing back and forth, and Tamal Krishna Goswami brought the matter to Srila Prabhupada. And he said, Madhuvisa says that there's no difference between Krishna and Balaram, except that Krishna is black and Balaram is white. And Srila Prabhupada said, yes, he is right. And then Tamal Krishna Goswami says, but Yamuna Devi says that there is a difference because Krishna is the only enjoyer of Srimati Radharani. And Srila Prabhupada said, yes, she is right. And Tamal Krishna Goswami said, well, they can't both be right because they're both saying different things. And Srila Prabhupada said, yes, you are right. Yeah. So then Tamal Goswami said, well, then who is right? And Srila Prabhupada said, you decide. So, yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for welcoming me into this wonderful temple with so many beautiful devotees. Hare Krishna. Bye.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for soothing us by pouring transcendental nectar into our ears and hearts. We're deeply grateful on this day. The Nrsimha Caturdasi has become memorable because of your presence here and your reminders of the qualities of mercy and compassion. And the examples you gave of Prabhupada connects us in a very palpable way to the Sri Guru Parampara, bringing the mood of Srila Prabhupada to us, as well as his unique instructions about all the philosophical points. We're deeply grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now, dear devotees, festivals here at ISV are generally marked by an offering of our results of Sankirtan book distribution. And I see that our co-Sankirtan leaders are standing at the door. We have on the left Malini Devi Dasi, on the right Sri Krishna Purushottam. They're both here, please. Is Bhakti community here also for offering? Well, let me tell you, they'll work that part out. We'll work it out. Here's the challenge for all of us together, another social experiment. We're going to stand up in a moment, not yet. We'll move all of the seats to the back of the room near where that poster is of monthly Sankirtan festival. And we'll also likely roll this rug up if it's possible. Then we're going to make an arc around Srila Prabhupada's Vyasasana. And it will include a clear pathway between Prabhupada's vision and the altar. Means there's an open channel right in front. Usually the ladies stand on that side, the men on this side. That makes it more convenient if we can do that. And the world record for getting in place and being pin drop silent is about 1 minute and 32 seconds. Are you up for the challenge? So let's try it, and we'll meet you over there in just a minute to make an offering to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Holiness Giriraja Maharaj ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Haribo. A little vibration would be nice if we can do it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, we're coming in on 1 minute and 32 seconds. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If you can hear me, please raise your hand. If you can hear me, say shh. We're just about to start the offering, and the only prerequisite is we make a clear aisle down the middle. So anybody that's standing in front of the deities now, just make sure there's a clear opening here. Okay, try one more time. If you can hear me, raise your hand. If you can hear me, say shh. Let's try one more time. Shh. Okay, we're starting with the Bhakti community and then over to the book distribution team.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. On the most auspicious occasion of Narasimha Caturdasi, the appearance day of Lord Sri Narasimha Dev, we are gathered here to offer the results of our monthly Sankirtan festival titled MSF of Learning the Art of Transcendental Book Distribution. From Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, 851. Shri Charana Uchu Hare Tavangri Pankajam Bhava Pavargam Ashrita Yad Esa Sadhuhrascha Tvaya Sura Samapita. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead in his transcendental form of Narahari, Narasimhadev, is always ready to kill the demons, who always create disturbances in the minds of honest devotees. To spread the Krishna consciousness movement, devotees have to face many dangers and impediments all over the world. But a faithful servant who preaches with great devotion to the Lord must know that Lord Narasimhadev is always his protector. The Bhakti community is a community for spiritual seekers who are interested in learning about the timeless wisdom and practices of Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of love and gratitude. With the blessings of His Grace Vasesika Prabhu and Her Grace Nirakula Mataji, the Bhakti community continue to inspire newcomers to pursue Bhakti through various weekly programs. This MSF Bhaktiyan program continued the lessons from the Bhagavad Gita that was attended by around 40 people. The topics included realize knowledge, life is a test of taste, and learn how to be happy by upgrading the soundtrack of your life. On Thursdays, Bhakti Circle, Discover Yourself, a 32-week program that systematically introduces Bhakti Yoga to newcomers, was conducted. The topics covered were different paths, one supreme, the yoga ladder, and time and faith and reason. The session was attended by around 20 people. Success Sadhana continues to inspire newcomers who find much needed spiritual nourishment at the end of their hectic work week. The topics included the discomfort in, recipe for resilience, and 3 relationship adjustments that will improve your life. The program was attended by 50 participants from more than 10 corporations every week. On Sundays, the Women's Circle program continued the introduction to Bhagavad Gita series. Around 10 women attended these programs. The Bhakti community continued the Bhakti Circle program at Mountain House that was attended by around 25 newcomers. The Bhakti community also continued the Bhakti Circle program at Manipal University, where both it was conducted in English, and they also started a Hindi program for Hindi language participants. Comunidad Bhakti, the Bhakti community for Spanish-speaking people, continued to meet weekly with newcomers for various Bhakti classes, including the Bhakti Circle, Japa Circle, and Bhagavatam reading. The sessions were attended by around 25 newcomers. We are very happy to share that Comunidad Bhakti is planning to start another batch of Bhakti Circle group in June that will be led by existing servant leaders as well as few of the newcomers who take up leadership roles. Bhakti community's sole purpose is to associate newcomers with Vaishnavas so that newcomers can progress in Bhakti Yoga. Vaishnava Sangha Lava, or VSL, is a metric that measures how many times a newcomer comes in association with a Vaishnava through a devotional service class. For this MSF, Comunidad Bhakti's goal was to achieve 495 VSLs. We are very happy to report that Comunidad Bhakti surpassed the goal and achieved 2,550 VSLs. Haribol. Around 25 newcomers attended Comunidad Bhakti. For this MSF, Bhakti Community Silicon Valley's goal was to achieve 907 VSLs. We are very happy to report that Bhakti Community Silicon Valley surpassed the goal and achieved 1,930 VSLs. 60 newcomers attended the Bhakti Community program this MSF. We are eternally indebted and grateful to all the volunteers, room leaders, speakers, mentors, and book distributors who work tirelessly every day to fulfill Srila Prabhupada's mission and spread Krishna consciousness in the Western world. We also want to thank each of our donors who help us maintain the Bhakti community. And finally, our most heartfelt, sincere gratitude to His Grace Vaiseshika Prabhu and Her Grace Nirakulo Mataji. It's only due to your presence, leadership, and motivation that the Bhakti community exists and is thriving. We seek blessings of His Holiness Giriraja Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada disciples, and all Vaishnavas to bless Bhakti community so that we can attempt to follow Lord Sri Chaitanya's instruction to inspire newcomers to take up the path of Bhakti, if Lord Krishna so desires. Bhakti community gets the opportunity to serve newcomers due to the tireless efforts of the book distribution team who introduced Bhakti community to these newcomers. Now, SKB Prabhu will present the book distribution results.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to your divine grace. Satyam vidatum nijabrutya bhashitam vyaptim cha bhuteshu akileshu chatmanaha adrutya adhyadbhuta roopam udvahan Stambe Sabhayam Namrugam Namanusham. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8, Text 17. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. To prove that statement of his servant Prahlad Maharaj was substantial, in other words, to prove that the Supreme Lord is present everywhere, even within the pillar of the assembly hall, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari exhibited a wonderful form never before seen. This form was neither the man nor the lion. Thus the Lord appeared his wonderful form in the assembly hall. Beginning for the causeless mercy of Lord Narasimha Dev, Team ISV went on massive book distribution across the Bay Area. To realize these goals, ISV devotees held Harinam Sankirtan performance in Palo Alto, chanting the holy names and spread the sound vibration. They conducted massive book distribution for 5 weekends, going door to door to distribute Srila Prabhupada books. Goals for this MSF were: distribute at least 25 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, conduct at least one training on learn the art of book distribution. Highlights: all the devotees from the various teams, Team ISV, Mortal Gita, Kids and other ISV departments participated in book distribution. Team ISV monthly youth Sankirtan outings continue with enthusiasm and many new kids joining Kids Sankirtan outings. Team ISV Kids distributed 4,585 book points and they collected 9,692 Lakshmi points. New Central Valley Sankirtan team with its base in Mountain House has started. This team will endeavor to systematically explore untapped areas of Mountain House, Tracy, Lathrop and Mantica. Haribol. Western Sankirtan team covered more than 22 spots in last 5 weeks. Spots include special 3-day events like Living Expo and Sandrafil, where Team ISV distributed in booths like Japanese Spring Festival, Cherry Blossom Festival, Earth Day Festival, Cambodia New Year, UC Berkeley, Lake Merritt, Oakland, Mountain View, Santa Cruz Downtown, Farmers Market and other Indian restaurants. In total, Western Sankirtan distributed 5,964 book points and collected 14,493.84 cents in Lakshmi points. Team Mortal Gita participated in annual Ahoho trade show at LA last month. They got orders for around 5,000 books. Many contacts were made and enquiries received, which can result in more orders. Team Mortal Gita also embarked in 3 new updates, revamping the dispatch method through a improved software. At least it saves 60% of time. Working on digital version of Mortal Gita. This is just a planning phase, revamping the website to cater to update needs. Team Mortal Gita dispatched, which occur 20,625 book points, which includes 8,325 Bhagavad Gitas. They also received $14,200 in Lakshmi points. Team ISV conducted 2 training sessions on the learning the art of book distribution. One was how to distribute Bhagavad Gita on its own merit by His Grace Vasesika Prabhu, and others also distributing SB Srimad Bhagavatam sets. With respect to the books, in all, more than 60 devotees participated in book distribution, and Team ISV distributed 91 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. Team ISV also distributed 7 Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita sets. In total, Team ISV distributed 35,289 book points. Team ISV collected 39,965 in Lakshmi points. We express our deepest gratitude to His Holiness Giriraja Swami Maharaj for visiting ISV. Our gratitude to His Grace Vasesika Prabhu for teaching the art of book distribution and also the art of online book distribution. And our gratitude to Nirukula Mataji and all Srila Prabhupada disciples for inspiring on Sankirtan. Haribo! Our deepest gratitude is Grace Malati Mataji visiting ISV. Hare Krishna. Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Bhagavan ki, Lakshmi Narsingadev Bhagavan ki, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai. Our special thanks to the leaders of Bhakti community, Jai Madhava Prabhu and Pavani Bhakti, who tirelessly extend themselves out of compassion for others, bringing them into their home, giving them a place in their hearts. And to Malini and Sri Krishna Purushottam, who have been leading the charge here at ISV for way more than a decade and increasing scores that are ever increasing. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Nishingadev ki jai. Now we'll have the artik. So all you have to do is stay in the same configuration, but just turn around. I got it. Okay. Please, Hare Krishna. Please turn down that. Thank you. Please make a space so Maharaj can come to the front. Mao Shubhada. Emanadormati. Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vashate Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Last chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, more time, everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayam Vishnupad. If it's more convenient, you can stay standing with folded hands, and it may be. Jayam Vishnupad Bhamhamsa Prerajikacharya Stotarshi Shimad Pai Charanara Binda Bhaktivedanta Sai Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Prerajikacharya Stotarshi Shimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai. Anantakota Vaishnavindi Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Zagaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Sri Radha Krishna Gopina Shyamakund Radhakund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Navaditam Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Jamuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Sambeta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Nrsingadev Mahamahotsav Avirbhava Ki. Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsingadev Ki. All glory is to the assembled devotees. All glory is to the assembled devotees. All glory is to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Namaste Narashingaya. Oh, Namaste Narashingaya. Hiranyakashi Purvashahai. Hiranyakashi Purvashahai. Shilatankanakalaye. Shilatankanakalaye. Donashinga para donashinga. Donashinga para donashinga. Yato yato yamita donashinga. yato yato yamitato nashina bahira shingorida yena shinga bahira shingorida yena shinga Narasimha Madir Charanagapade Narasimha Madir Charanagapade Tava Karakamalabare Adutashina Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubingam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadita Jaya Jagadisha Hare Tava Karakamalabare Natha Adutashina Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubingam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Narahari Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Narahari Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol भक्ति विनाश सिंह भगवान की, प्रहलाद महाराज की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।
I'd like to give a sponsorship for the program on the occasion of Jagarini and Nirakula Devi Dasi's 50th year anniversary of them being initiated by Prabhupada in Los Angeles. Hare Krishna.
Speech, please. Or you want a question answer? I switched.
I'm kind of speechless. My heart has melted tonight about 25, 30, 40, 50 times. It's hard to believe it's been 50 years. Time goes by really, really fast, I'm warning you. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart for just being here and being so dedicated to this mission, to Srila Prabhupada's mission. I think that I speak for most of my God brothers and God sisters that are kind of on the way out by saying that one of our, worries is that things can go on nicely after we're all gone. And you all give me that faith and that hope that that's what's going to happen, better than it was before. So thank you all so, so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Pranams to all the devotees. Jagarini and I, amongst our God brothers and God sisters who are here, we're the babies. Everyone else was initiated years before us. So I'm honored to have them here. We're honored to have them here, be in their presence. I owe my life to Srila Prabhupada. My only qualification was that I was truly unqualified. I don't know how I got this mercy to get accepted to this glorious Guru Parampara and to have such a lovely, loving, devoted community to be a part of. You inspire me every day, each and every one of you. It's been a very emotional day. So thank you all. I pray from the bottom of my heart that Srila Prabhupada and the Guru Parampara continue to shower us all with their blessings, and that I may someday be able to actually do something that, like my other God brothers and God sisters have done, preach so nicely for Srila Prabhupada. Please keep me in your prayers that I might be able to do that. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. What a beautiful ceremony. Actually, it's been emotional for us to see them. Their devotion for Prabhupada was so amazingly felt yesterday when they were taking each petals to make the outfit for the lordships. And you should have seen, Mother Nirkula is like, I ordered the 2 flats of gardenias. I'm going to make the garlands. And she got here like at 10 a.m. in the morning, like a 16-year-old kid had to go to, to that excitement she had. And it was just really felt so beautifully. She came here with both of them came with all your God sisters. And it was a wonderful example for us, all of us. So thank you so much. So speaking of their devotion, they have designed and handmade the outfit that was offered to the lordships today. Yes, they had a wonderful team. So that was led by Mother Jagrini and Mother Nirkula. Girdhari Priya. Yes, who came from all the way from Santa Barbara. Thank you so much. He's somewhere here. I know. I saw him earlier. Oh, there. Hare Krishna. Thank you. We also have the wonderful flowers that were used on the outfit. Were sponsored by Neetu Pathak and Arun Madan Prabhu and Sumati. Bhakti and Sumati. They have sponsored all the flowers for today's flower outfit. So we're grateful for your donation. Neetu is also sponsoring another $1,000 towards a feast today. So I hope you're all looking forward to it. And we have the newest member of ISV today. Is he in-house? Is he here? No, he's not here. Okay, we will wait for him. Siddharth and Vishaka are sponsoring today's feast for their newborn son, Prahalad Varda. And they are seeking the blessings to our Vasesika Prabhu, Nirakula Mataji, and all other Prabhupada disciples on his birth and be a part of the family of ISV. Okay, next we have is, guess what? We have so much enthusiasm among the decorators. That's why you see this beautifully decorated temple. And they are all the mothers. They have a small baby. So we thank all the beautiful team of the garland makers, the decorators, and the flower vases. You see this fragrance in the temple is the hard work that they have put in together. So thank you very much for all the help that we got there. The shopping led by Balamukunda Prabhu, shopping and prepping with the Sukhamala Mataji, and she has a tough time getting the volunteers. So I just wanted to introduce our dear Sukhamala Mataji with rain or shine, she goes on. Thank you so much. And menu planned and organized by Radha Vallabha Prabhu. We are honored to have him because his traditional South Indian feast, which is generally prepared for a temple in Malakote. Is that Melkote? Melkote. So that sambar is actually served today, and something called shakkar pongal. Yes. So you ask me brownies and cookies, I'll tell you more about it. But so you have a wonderful, amazing feast of idlis, uttapam, 2 kinds of chutney, sambar, vada sambar, rasam, something, but definitely delicious. I won't keep you away from it. Hare Krishna.
Sharira Dvijaja Jodendriya Kaheka Vivepele Vishaya Shakare Dharma Jeti Vayati Loba Moisu Dumati Sake Jeta Katita Sanshare Krishna Doyamon Kori Bari Chikwaja Shaprasharam Najilohan Jayana Vittapal Radha Krishna Gunajal Premedako Sri Chaitanya Nisa Premedako Sri Chaitanya Nisa Matashari Govinde Nambrani Vaishnavi Sampakuya Nambrani Shri Mahaprasad Ki Gaur Premanande Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol. Please come take prasadam. Hari Bol. Prasadam served in the picnic area right outside. Straight out here, take a sharp right and you'll run right into it. Thank you everybody for coming. We'll see you tomorrow for Mangalarti.